What's up, YouTubes? This is Moundmaker, and I'm back with another in-depth exploration guide to Elden Ring Nightreign. This is episode 2, Great Churches. There's 4 great churches in Nightreign. First, we're going to go over each one. Then, at the end, we'll rank them. I was going to do detailed maps, but the program I was using crashed when I was finishing my first map. 3 hours gone, and I'm just going to keep on after that. So you're getting simple blob maps with minimal detail. The red dots indicate enemies, blue dots mean noteworthy treasure, and purple is for bosses. If you have any questions, comments, or your own tips, leave them below. Like the wise Solaris once said, why not help each other on this lonely journey? The first church we're going to cover today is the Mausoleum Great Church, featuring 1200 XP foot soldiers, 1800 XP soldiers, and the night boss worth 5400 XP. At the front entrance you'll meet 2 spear-wielding foot soldiers who greet with a thrust. Greet them back with a kiss that they've already tasted to end up in the condition they are in. Around the left side of the entrance you'll find 2 shield and sword wielding soldiers. They teleport a lot and are avid L1 enjoyers, so while not terribly dangerous, they can become a time sink. Spamming attacks into their shield, using AoE attacks, and utilizing backstabs are all valid methods to dispose of them. At the back entrance you'll find another soldier. The only great thing about this ghost is its sword, so stay out of its range or don't even give him the opportunity to use it. Proceeding to the back of the left entrance, we find another shield soldier directly in front of us, and a crossbow foot soldier with questionable ammunition powder behind us. The middle has 2 speared foot soldiers, 1 dagger foot soldier, and 1 straight sword foot soldier, flanking directly behind a sword and board soldier. If you approach them from behind, you can catch them all off guard. You can show the foot soldiers that their shoes are on the wrong foot today, and remind the normal soldier why he needed all that protection in the first place. Once taken care of, move on to the final ground level enemy. He has a great shield and a great spear, and a great head for hanging on a wall. Behind the tomb he was protecting is the chest with the most likely chance of a stone sword key dropping. Down in the hole is the final area. To the right is a location with sacred seals. Proceed to the nearby boss area. Much like the soldiers up above, the Mausoleum Knight isn't too difficult, but he can end up being a time sink with how much he blocks, and how much he teleports away from you when you attack. Sometimes he teleports constantly, other times he blocks and tries to bait for a guard counter. He is easy to break the poise of and stagger, and isn't too much of a threat in the damage department. His moves are slow and telegraphed, and you can move away or interrupt his guard counter attempts. Once he's finished, head down the hallway to the final room, featuring 3 great sword soldiers. Depending on your skill, character choice, and moves, this room can be more difficult than the boss fight. Guardian has an AoE attack, but if your character lacks one, it's going to be best to try to lure each soldier into a one-on-one, or just skip this room completely. 28,200 experience is to be experienced upon clearing this church. Next up is the Fire Monk Great Church. This church features a collection of thorn sorcerers and stray dogs, both given 1200 XP per kill. The boss of this church is the Fire Monk, which grants 4800 XP when killed. This great church has 2 thorn sorcerers guarding the front off to the left of the entrance. Thorn sorcerers are good at waving their burning sticker bush branches around, but they're not good at much else. Moving on to the right, there's no enemies at all over here. So we're fast forwarding to the back where there's 2 more thorn sorcerers who once again bring twigs to a steel fight. Dispose of these pricks. Then head back and to the left. Guarding the chest and the tent are 2 more thorn sorcerers and 2 stray dogs. This engagement can be tricky because the dogs can distract you while the sorcerers lunge attack you. So take out the sorcerers first, then catch the strays. Once all 4 are eliminated, this chest is worth opening as it seems to have a decent chance of supplying good loot. Now, for no particular reason, I've moved back to the front before engaging the middle enemies. The middle also features 4 enemies made up of 1 dog and 3 thorns. Once all 4 are dealt with, head behind the tome to claim your treasure. From there, if you scale the scaffold behind the tome, you'll encounter 2 more boring Brendas. It's not necessary to go up here unless you didn't clear the first camp and are trying to reach level 4 by clearing this church. I'm showing what it takes to clear the church. Now, we'll jump into that gaping hole and do the same route as the last church. Heading to the right for some seals, then to the boss fight. Fire Monk is going to be the easiest boss for most people and characters. He's very easy to stunlock, easy to interrupt, easy to stagger, and doesn't defend himself in any way. The key is to be as aggressive as a rookie cop asking a person with their taillight out for their license. The final room down the hall features 3 more Thorn Sorcerers. They're a little harder because 3 enemies in a small room will always be harder than 4 out in the open. But remember, they have silly weapons, silly movesets, and silly names. Clearing this great church nets you 25,200 XP, and hopefully 1 to 2 stone sword keys. Moving on to the Oracle Envoy Church. There's 4 enemy types here. Oracles, worth 900 XP, Wolves, 1200 XP, White Wolves, 1800 XP, and the Oracle Envoy bosses that grant 8,640 XP. We're starting from the left side entrance, which is more intact than the previous churches, but still mostly crumbled. There's a white wolf at the top of the broken pillar. When a wolf is white, it magically gets a lot more HP. There's 2 other normal wolves nearby. Those wolves are a lot easier to take out. Make them all gurgle and squeal to the sound of your violence. Then proceed to the lower portion of the left side of the map. You will encounter 2 more wolves, and both of them have low awareness. Once they sing the Song of Death, you want to head, left. Here, you'll find 3 more wolves basking in the sun. Help them get back to basking. Then, head to the front of the church. You'll find 2 more sleeping wolves. Change professions to a vet and put them back to sleep. From there, we're going to the middle of the church and confronting this all-white jazz envoy of oracles for playing bad music 1 note at a time. Try to focus on taking them down individually, because together they are a boss, but separate they are nothing more than fodder for your blade. If you have your super, there's little reason not to use it here, as it'll shave valuable time off this fight. The only valid reason not to use it if you have it is that you're high and forgot. Once their horns fall silent, you can loot this music box of sacred seals. Then leapfrog up this scaffold. You'll encounter 3 normal oracles at the top. Once you're done laughing at their small pipe eyes, send these pale turds where they belong, to the ground, sideways. Then head across the broken pathway, through the archway, and down to the platform where 3 more of these things are. More chop. More silence. And why wouldn't there be 1 more out here trying to get a tan? Go ahead and give him a blood-stained spray tan, and you're finished. 27,540 XP is yours for the clear. And last is the Guardian Golem Great Church. Here, small demi-humans give 900 XP. Normal demi-humans give 1200 XP. Large demi-humans give 1800 XP. Large bats give 1200 XP. And the boss gives 5400 XP. The front entrance has 2 demi-humans on the steps and 1 small demi-human on the pillar. Although they have human in their name, they move more like a pack of hyenas. All they know is aggression, and the best way to answer their uncalculated aggression is with calculated aggression. Once they are taken care of, move on to the right side. You'll find 2 more small demis and 2 more normal demis. These enemies are the type that eat their prey, and as you can see, they don't eat often. Maybe that's because the best thing that they can do is scream, so why don't you give them a good reason to? There's no one guarding the back entrance, so our next encounter is on the left side. Here, we'll find 3 demis gathered around a corpse. 1 with a club, 1 with a scimitar, and 1... well, it doesn't matter. And right below them is a brigade of screamers. 1 small demi, 2 normal demis, and the first appearance of a large demi. The large demi is not harder in any way, other than the time it takes to kill him because of the extra HP he has. The rest are the rest, and they get laid to rest. From here, let's head up to the top where we'll find 2 large bats at the top of the scaffold. You know what they say about what goes up, and these bats love to go down. And down they do, over the ledge, and they feature poor navigation skills that make them incapable of coming back. Once you climb back up, head across the broken walkway, and you'll find 3 more bats sleeping in this area. Take them out as quickly as possible, and hope none of them fall over the ledge. Once they are gone, head over to the Sacred Seal area to get ambushed by 2 more bats. This is me not realizing that the other one fell over the ledge at some point. Continue on to the final area of the map, where you'll find 2 more demis. 1 small demi, and 1 more large demi. I have nothing else interesting to say about them. Once all 4 are dead, drop down to claim the chest. Then proceed to the boss fight. I don't enjoy this boss fight at a low level. I dislike it mostly because the Golem typically starts running halfway through the fight. And if you haven't cleared the enemies around the perimeter, they'll often involve themselves in the fight as well, which can get messy. Your main goal is to attack the heel, knock the Golem over, then critical hit his chest area. The worst part about the Golem fight is he only grants 5400 XP. And speaking of XP, clearing this entire church will give you 35,100 of it. So, where do I rank the 4 great churches? Well, number 1 is the Fire Monk Great Church. It has what's going to be the easiest boss for most people. It has very easy to deal with mobs who barely fight back or resist. It has 2 chests that are close to each other, and 2 groups of 4 enemies. I could see a world where you skip the first camp, approach this great church from the front or back, and take out the 2 enemies. Then go over to the left side and clear the 4 enemies there. Then open both chests, drop down the hole and kill the boss. Now you're at level 3, possibly 2 stone sword keys richer, and should have a level 3 weapon. This could actually end up being faster than clearing the first camp, killing the 2 sorcerers at either entrance, then killing the boss after looting the chest. It really depends on how far away the Great Church is from your drop area. Guardian Golem Great Church is going to be number 4. The boss fight is bad. The demis scream and are annoying to deal with. They can actually become hard if your weapon has poor tracking or you get too close with a ranged character. If you're there for the Sacred Seal loot, you have to go all the way up to the top and deal with an ambush. The only positive thing is it has a good loot chest location. But that location is the exact same area as 2 other great churches, so its only plus isn't unique to it. Other than to try to get the key, I generally skip this location on playthroughs. Number 2 or 3 is going to be the Oracle Envoy Great Church. If you're just going off loot chest location, this is going to be number 4 by miles, since you have to go all the way up into the rafters. But the boss is pretty easy if you have an AoE attack saved up, and it does have a mass of enemies all in line on the left side. And if you're coming here for the Sacred Seals instead of the loot chests, this has the most convenient location for them. So depending on what you're coming to the church for, this is going to be number 2 or number 3. And obviously, that leaves number 2 or 3 for the Mausoleum Great Church as well. If the enemies didn't disappear when attacked and didn't love to spam block so much, this could be in contention for number 1, but both of those things will often add seconds to each kill, which will add up over time. In summary, the mobs here put up the most resistance to death, which is why I can't give this a concrete number 2 like I feel like it should have. So yeah, there you have it. This video took me a while to throw together, so if you're still here and hearing me, do all those things you do for videos you like. I'm about to go make myself a drink combo, a food hack involving a pizza with everything on it, and it's going to be exquisite, YouTube.